Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we will talk about Heartbeat and Cron jobs. OpenClaw supports two type of scheduler jobs. One is Heartbeat and the second one is Cron jobs. As the name says, the Heartbeat, if you want to do something at a regular interval, then you choose the Heartbeat. For example, if you want to run something every 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, then you choose the Heartbeat. So the default is 30 minutes. And if you want to run something on a specific date and time only once, or if you want to run 8 o'clock on weekdays or on weekends, if you have something complicated scheduler, then you choose the cron job. In this video, we will talk about both. So let's start with Heartbeat first. If you are watching this video for the first time, I would assume that you know how to install OpenClaw and you have watched part 1 and the part 2 of the series. So this is the UI. When your OpenClaw gateway is running, you can access this UI through this URL. And on the left side, I can see an option for the cron jobs. At the time of making this video, there is no option for the Heartbeat. So the Heartbeat we need to enable in the configuration file. If I go to the documentation, I can see that there is a configuration section for the Heartbeat. So let me open the configuration file. So how can you locate this configuration file? That I covered in part 1 and part 2. So make sure you watch that first. So in the agents, we have a default section. And in default, we have to specify this section there. I just copy it and paste it here. And make sure this is in double quotes. Okay, so this every means the scheduler, that interval, it could be a 30 minutes, which is default. This could be just 1 minute or 5 minutes, or depending on your need. So the target main destination, what you want to do when this Heartbeat starts. For example, if I want to send a message to a Discord, then the target would be Discord. Active hour means that this Heartbeat job will run between 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. If you don't specify, then it will run the whole day. So I can remove this line. When we specify the target is Discord, we have to specify the channel number or channel ID. So we need to go to Discord. So this is my user. And I can click on copy user ID. So that would be user colon whatever the ID is. Now next we have a prompt. In prompt you specify what you want to do when this Heartbeat starts. If you look at the UI, I go to agents. Main is my default agent. I can go to files. I can see that there is a Heartbeat.md file. So whatever written here will be executed when the Heartbeat job starts. So in my command, I will say read Heartbeat.md file. If nothing needs attention, reply Heartbeat underscore OK. Okay, so we have specified that there is a Heartbeat job that runs every 1 minute. And the target is Discord. And this is my user ID. And in the prompt, we specify what we want to do. So we specified that read heartbeat.markdown file and follow the instructions there. Now we have done with configuration. So let's make some changes in the Heartbeat markdown file and let's add some content here. So my scenario is I want to test a web app or API, and I will send a request to this API every 5 minutes. And if status is 200, then it's all good. But if status is not 200, then I would like to send a notification to Discord. So that could be an API, could be your website, or could be anything. So that would be one case. The another case could be I can check the space on my C drive. If that is less than 50% or 40% or 30%, in that case, it should send me a Discord notification. So let's follow these two cases and see how this Heartbeat works. So we need to have an API endpoint or a web app. And for that, let's create a simple API. You go to Beeceptor, log in with your account. So I'm creating a mock server. That's the name of the server. Click on create mock server. And now we have to add some rules. We already have to do. So if I copy the endpoint and run a request in browser, I get this data back. We can make some changes. So let's say it's not to do, it is health. And if it is normal, it sends 200 response and it returns this data back. Now let's copy this one, make a duplicate. So this is also /health, but this time would be 500. And I don't want to return an array. I don't need ID. And this could be just a message. Okay, so now both are running with /health, so we need to disable at least one. So if I disable this one, and if I go for /health, I get OK response. But if I disable that and enable the other one, which is the 500 one, if I refresh, I get this 500 error message back. Let's add some description. This is 500 error response, and this one is 200 success response. Okay, so we are making 200 as enabled, the default. So I will copy this URL, and currently it gives me 200. So go to your markdown file. So check API health endpoint. It should return OK. So that will be the first check we want to do. Check the disk space on C drive. At least 50% should be available or empty. So these are the systems I want to check. And then I want to send some alerts. So I would say if any check fails, then alert me immediately and in this pattern. So it would be a system, it would be the status, and there will be a detail. So that's the format. And if all check pass, then simply reply that heartbeat underscore okay. And then send alert to Discord. And the user we have is this one. Okay, so in that markdown file, we said we want to check an API status. So we created an API and we said the status should return okay. We're also saying that check the disk space on C drive and at least 50% should be empty. And then we specified few rules. If check fails, then alert us immediately with this format. And if all check pass, then simply return heartbeat okay. And if you want to send alert, then it will be on Discord, and then we specify the user. Okay, so once it's all done, then press save. Okay, so the heartbeat file has been updated. It is optional, but I would say you should restart your gateway. Okay, so the gateway has been restarted. Now let's have a look at the logs. We can see that some execution of the heartbeat. And if I go to my Discord bot, which we created in the last video, it says that health check failed. It sent a request, but body was not okay. It got a JSON array. So we have to modify a little bit in that markdown file. So we just need to know if it is 200 or not. We don't need to worry about the JSON payload. So go back to agents in the files. Okay, so we are saying that check the API status, but make sure you're checking the status only. You don't need to worry about the JSON response. And that's it, I think. Let's save it. And now let's wait. Okay, so it ran at 12:01 and it did not send any notification. So that means the status is 200. And the second check about the disk space is also okay. Let's wait for a few more execution and then we can change the status of the API. Okay, so we can see another entry and we can't see any message displayed here. So that means the check was passed. So don't need to send any message. Now let's go ahead in that API and I will now disable the 200 and enable the 500. So if I refresh this now return the message. And now we can see that there is an entry at 12:03 and we can also see a message displayed in Discord. Let's have a look at the message. And it says the system API health check failed and it returned the 500 code. So looks like Heartbeat is all working. We enable Heartbeat in the configuration. So the schedule we set is 1 minute. If you want to disable it, you just set it 0 minute. And the target we set Discord. If you have configured WhatsApp or other channels, you can specify details here. And the two is the user who is receiving these messages, and the prompt is defined in Heartbeat file. So then you go to your agents, go to your default agent, select the Heartbeat file, and we specified few things. We specified the health API check and also specify the disk space check. And we gave some instruction that if any check failed, then alert us in this format. And if everything is okay, just simply reply heartbeat underscore okay. And if you want to send alerts, then this is the detail. Okay, so now Heartbeat is now working. Now let's move to cron jobs. So in my agents, I can see there is a tab for cron jobs, and currently it says 0 jobs. So that means there are no job exist. So there are two ways to create cron job. One is through the command prompt, which is here. So we will run a command and that will create a cron job. And the second way is you go to cron jobs and you can specify a few settings here and that will create the job as well. So we will do both. So let's start with the command prompt first. That's a command that will create a cron job. The name would be test. We will change it in a few minutes. And this is the schedule. It's running every day, 8 o'clock in the morning. And the time zone, if you want to specify, otherwise it will take the default one. I am in Brisbane, so I will say and then message what you want to do. So we will change this message in a few minutes. And we want to send an alert for this cron job. And the channel is Discord, which we have already configured. And 2 is our user, which we already used. So I will just copy that. Okay, so that will create our test cron job and the message we have to specify. So this job will run 8 o'clock in the morning and it will do whatever we specify in the message. Let's work on a production scenario. So what I want to do is I want to run a scheduler job that will run 8 o'clock every morning. And that will go and navigate few websites and try to find out the best price for a laptop. So let's search for few laptops. Let's say I'm looking for this laptop. So this laptop has this specific code. So I will copy that code. So I can see that same laptop is available on this website and also on this website. So that code is also appearing here. So that means which is the same product. And also appearing here, which means it's the same product. So they are selling at 898. They are selling at 949, and they are selling at 1049. So what I want to do is I want to buy this laptop, but I want to make sure that I get the best deal. I will write an instruction note. Just create a new file here. I would say please check the laptop prices. So this is the first website. I will say open this website. We can add some numbering. Find the price of this laptop. Take a note of the price. Okay, so this is from Harvey Norman, which is this. Now let's move to this one. I think the URL is this. Open this website. And then do these steps. Find the price of the laptop and take a note. And the third one is this one. So we said go to this link, find the price of the laptop and take a note. Then go to another link, find the price and take the note. And then go to the third link, find the price and take a note. So we are saying that compare the prices, find the best price, and send me a message on Discord with this user. Now let's save it. You can save it anywhere, but I would say it's save in the OpenClaw folder. Go to your workspace. I have two workspaces. This workspace is the default one. And this is just a text file. Go back to your command and now let's change the name to laptop search for laptop deal. And then we need to read the content of the file we created and specify here in the message. So how do we read the content of that file? Okay, so open PowerShell and type get content. Path is the path of your folder, which is this workspace folder. So that has laptop.txt file. And that returns the content of that. So we copy this whole command and paste it here. And just add a dollar sign and then this. And that's it, I think. So we specify the command OpenClaw, cron, add. This is the name. This will run 8 o'clock every morning. This is the time zone, and this is the message. We could specify a message here, but it was better to specify a message in a text file and a reference from there. And then we said announce. The channel is Discord, and this is the user. Just press enter. Okay, looks like it has created the cron job. So let's have a look. So I can see a one job is there. It has created a job here. So the name is the best laptop deal, and this is running on this time and this time zone, and that is the content of that. So one option for us is to wait until 8 o'clock in the morning, or the second option for us is just run from here. So I will click on run. So this has opened a browser. Now it's on the third website. Okay, so it's saying that there is a run history. It's saying that this was the output of that job, and in the Discord channel, I can see something like this. This is the price at Harvey Norman. This one is good price. This is JB Hi-Fi, and it did the comparison. It says the Harvey Norman is the best price. So the job was successful, and we created this job through a command prompt, which is the one way of doing it. Now the second way of creating a job is through the UI. So let's create a similar job through UI. So I would say best for deal UI. Let's put a description. If you don't specify any agent ID, then we'll take the default agent. So we have multiple agents. So it will take the default one. So it is enabled. The schedule. Now it has three different options. So this is like every, which is a heartbeat pattern. So it is running every 30 minutes or every 30 hours or every 30 days. You can change that here. If you want to run only once, then click on add and you specify the date and time, and it will run on that specific date and time only. And then you specify a cron. And in cron job, you have a lot more flexibility, and you can specify a cron job here. I think we had that somewhere. So 08 and then 3 stars. So this is more or less same. Time zone is optional. If you don't specify the time zone, that will take the system time zone. And the agent message, you can copy this message specify here. And then the channel would be Discord. All your installed channel will be here. So I'm selecting Discord and then I specify the user. So that's my user ID. If everything is okay, then just simply click on add job and it will create a job for us. Now we have to wait until 7 o'clock or we can run it manually. So let's run it manually so we can test it. So this was the browser opened by previous session. So it should reuse this one. Okay, I can see a message here and it says the Harvey Norman has this price, the good guys have this price, JB Hi-Fi has this price, and the best price is Harvey Norman, which is $8.98. And we got a message. Okay, so and we can also see the run history here. Now we can see we have two jobs, and if I go to agent, this is the default agent. If I go to cron jobs, I can also see that there are two jobs running for this agent. I think that's it for today. We created a Heartbeat job and a cron job, and we tested with few real world scenarios. And then you can go to logs and you can search for Heartbeat, or you can search for, if I search for laptop, it's saying that few cron job ran and it opened few browser sessions. So it used this tool, and this is what's happening in the background. And I think that's it for today. We created cron job and Heartbeat job in this session, and I explained the difference. So if you want to run something on a specific time, then you choose Heartbeat. But if you want to run on a specific day or on weekends or weekday, or you want to run something only once, then you go for cron job. And I think that's it for today. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe, and see you again in the next video. Bye.